Good morning. Good morning. So we're out here watching a couple of stocks this morning. We got some that got quite close to 150% this morning. So just gonna start to diagnose what's going on today. Good morning, Lori. All right, so the first one that I'm seeing is FRZA. Under that TMBR. Under that EVAX. MMV, which was a mover from last week. BVXV, and then CJET. And then below that is pretty much higher float or larger cap ones, Tesla, PLTR, which we've seen both of those every single day, Apple, and then OPCH. So let's check these out and see what their news is talking about. We'll start with FRZA. Good morning, Donnell. FRZA. All right, 21 days ago. Do they not have news for today? Oh, the news for today, based on what's over here at the Thinkorswim, is they said they tweeted Friday, get ready for something. Get ready for something extraordinary. Stay tuned. So they haven't really put out any kind of details on that. It's just a Twitter post. No real news though. So that's one that I would definitely be looking for short potential on that one to play on people's uncertainty on that news. Let's continue to look into it though. Has a stats? Has a float of 3.41 million. Very high insider percentage holding on this stock, 85%. Let's see. So it may be a pump and dump. So definitely be careful of that. With that many insiders in there and very little institutional traders in there, it may be very quick uptick and then downwards. All right, let's see. Their sector is consumer cyclical, recreational vehicles based out of Florida. Focuses on designing, developing, and manufacturing electric boats in the United States. It intends to offer its products through a vertically integrated direct-to-customer system. Forza X1 Inc. was incorporated in 2021 and is headquartered in Fort Pierce, Florida. Okay, and it is a subsidiary of Twin V PowerCats Company. Actually, let's go back to the stats and see what they're operating in. So they are operating net negative on their cash flow statements, about 4.53 million. Lever free cash definitely in the negative. So we'll see what happens on that news catalyst though. I mean, they tell people to look for a catalyst, but you have to grade the catalyst. How good is, stay tuned, something great is coming. Stay tuned. I mean, any company in the market can do that. Say, stay tuned, something great is coming, right? So you have to weigh your risk versus your reality on this one. You know, is the risk worth the reality of what's being put out? Let's go over to FinViz and look at that one, FRZA. So again, we see a float around 3 million. Insider transactions, look at that, up 400 up 411% on insider transactions. Okay, somebody's getting ready to do something. That's funny. Let's see. It is shortable. It's not optionable. 52 week. Yeah, that's very suspicious. All those insider transactions going through, or not really going through, but yeah, well, I guess going through. Market watch. Let's see. FRZA. And this is a top mover, so that's why I'm kind of taking my time on it and make sure I don't miss anything. Open. Public float 1.8 million. So that's even lower than the other two is saying. Yeah, that might be a great pump and dump. Over on BAM, SCC, not seeing any shelf registrations. Short squeeze.com. Let's see. Short increase. Don't see any increase. When was this last updated? 20-minute delay. Short float. So this one says 1 million too. So this one in MarketWise say it's 1 million. Yahoo and FinViz say it's 3 million in the float. Owned by insiders, yep, 85 something percent. So very questionable stock. We'll see how it performs, but that news is kind of throwing me right there. Just stay tuned, guys. It'll be okay. Jump in here early. Let's see. TMBR is our next one. It is up 89%. It is a healthcare stock based out of New Jersey in the United States. Let's see. They do orphan dermatologic diseases. Okay, so skin diseases basically. Topical formation, phase 2B. So they're doing skin treatments. Let's go to stats. This float is 2.98 million according to Yahoo. We'll check the other ones as well. Insider holding, not that much. Institutions a little bit more, but not a lot of holding. And they are way more net negative in their operating cash flow, negative 16 million. So they're definitely operating well within the red. Let's go to their actual news on the day. An hour ago, Timber Pharmaceuticals announces FDA grant of CARC waiver for TMB 001. So they got a waiver, and they're testing it. Looks like on rodents right now. Skin, rodents, okay. High dose toxicity. We have reached a 70% enrollment in our pivotal phase 3 Ascend study. 70% enrollment of rats. Okay. Dry skin, thickened, scaling skin. All of these are looking like very interesting pump and dumps. Let's go check FinViz for timber, TMBR. Float 3 million. There's a lot of institutional transactions since the last move. 226 institutional transactions went through. The other one we saw was insider transactions. That was high on the other stock, Frieza or FRZA. Okay, so another one. Market watch. Timber Pharmaceuticals. FDA granted. So this is basically the same that we saw over at Yahoo with the test on the rats. And what they're testing for looks like it affects 80,000 people in the US. It's X-linked. So that means you get that variant or what? Well, you could get it from your mom or your dad. because you get an X and Y from your dad, you get an XX from your mom, so it's an X-Link thing. But most of the time when it's X-Link, it's more common from the mom because she's got two X's. All right, let's see. Let's see. Do you have any shelves out here, TMBR? Offer no shelf registrations. Okay. BR. Daily ranking, short float percent, short percent increase or decrease, 122% increase there. That's a positive number. If it would have decreased, it would have been a negative short interest. But we're seeing 122% increase on shortsqueeze.com. So yeah, definitely be careful on that one. Shares float 3 million. Insiders, okay. All right, next stock is EVAX, which is going under $2. So I'm not even going to waste my time looking at that. Breaking down the two right now. I'm going to, well, you know what? Let's just look at it since it is just on the scanner. I'll go ahead and look at it. EVAX. Just to if you're interested in that kind of trade. The float not even up here on Yahoo. Very high insider holdings there. Not showing the operating cash flow, so we don't know what it's operating at. Profile, healthcare and biotechnology. Located, this company is out of Denmark. They are engages in developing artificial intelligence powered immunotherapies for cancers, bacterial diseases, and viral infections. The company develops EVX01, a cancer immunotherapy that is in the clinical phase 2B trial for metastatic melanoma. So that's a skin cancer. A DNA-based cancer immunotherapy that is in phase 2 trial for adjuvant melanoma. That's still the same, but it's a different placement of the melanoma. DNA-based immunotherapy for the treatment of various cancers. Its programs also include EVB1, B2, and V1. Okay, so out of Denmark, not even holding up $2. So yeah, I don't even know how deep I want to go on that one. If you're interested in that one, we're gonna look at the charts here in a minute. Do I want to look back at MMV? MMV was one from last week, and we pretty much kind of looked at it last week. It had a little bit of a trade. I traded it as well at the 250, the levels that I was showing you guys last week. And I did put the recording out there, and I was able to actually be here so I can actually talk. BVXV is another one up 27%. What's up, Reliable? Going through the watch list right now. BVXV is our next one we're going over. So looking at a stock out of Israel, healthcare and biotechnology. It's working on, now we got a lot of healthcare stocks up here today. And we're just gonna have to kind of be careful and keep our head on the swivel, because when it's a lot of healthcare stocks, it's almost like having a lot of gappers up. Which one do you go for, right? We got all of these up, but how do we determine which one to go for? I would say definitely use volume if you're gonna trade it. Know where the people are, and then also know what the stupid news is, because on FRZA, which is up 140%, their news is, hey, wait and see, we got something good coming for you. So I would definitely say be careful. But here on Bionovax, pharmaceuticals, we have description, they're in the development stage of biopharmaceutical company, focuses on developing, manufacturing, and commercializing products for the prevention and treatment of infectious and autoimmune diseases and other illnesses in Israel. The company has licensing and collaboration agreement with Max Planck Society and University Medical Center Göttingen for the development and commercialization of COVID-19 nano-sized antibody. Okay, so they're bringing back COVID-19 and other not bring it back, but they're trying to treat those types of diseases out of Israel. Up only 27%, 3 million shares traded right now. The next one is up 48%, which is CJET. 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 It's based out of the Cayman Islands, this little island out here. It engages in the development and production and sale of new energy vehicles. It offers battery electric vehicles, so EV vehicles, plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, and fuel cell electric vehicles. The company is based in Grand Cayman, the Cayman Islands. Let's look at your statistics. Float is unavailable. They don't have anything available. Let's go look at something. Let's look at another site for CJET. Okay, so their performance over the weeks, over the months, over the quarters is all negative, all looking downward. They don't even show over here on FinViz the insider holding or any of that. Okay, so that's not great. Oh, they just recently IPO'd. I didn't even see that over here on TOS. They only got one bar out here. That's why. Okay, so that's definitely a questionable mover. But we have gone over the top 5 on the top 10 volume movers. FRZA, TMBR, MMV, and BVXV and CJET. None of them have like super compelling news. This one's the IPO. BVXV is, what was that? That was the one based out of Israel. MMV we saw last week moving around. So we'll just keep our head on the swivel and see how these perform. The next thing we want to do is find any obvious levels of resistance and support on these. So starting with FRZA, we'll come out here to the daily chart and we can see looks like a high of 15 came all the way down here to the bottom of 148 and then hit a low of 106 down here. It had a level right here at the 191 and then had a level right here at the 275. And so these I would call support levels. If we extend this to the left, we can see that this level has been tested twice. This 275 level could be interesting. But with the news that they have, I'll still be very careful, even though it's up 140%, because that 275 fall is only 25 cents downward. So we want to see, hey, can this thing keep range throughout the day? The next little top up here is at the 450s, but that's, I mean, maybe it's possibilities. I'm just marking the spots that are obvious right now on the daily chart, something that everybody can see. So everybody can see one, everybody can see this double touch layer here, and everybody can see this layer here. So we got one at 195, one at 271, and one at 453. So not saying it can't get up there, just saying, you know, these are the obvious levels. Let's jump over to TMBR and do the same thing on their daily chart. Notice I'm starting from the daily and working my way down, right? You find your levels on the higher time frame first. So TMBR right now, its price action is at 280s. We'll have to zoom in a little bit. 280s is right around this top here. Okay, so there's a 280 right at the top. If we extend this to the left, we can see it's right in a gap fill area. So it gapped down from the 298s down here to the 241s and has come up and tested this level twice now in this gap. And so we'll have to see how that wants to play out. If we go for obvious resistance, where could the next resistance be? I would say, it's kind of not obvious. Where is the next resistance? I mean, some people may go, oh, well, there's consolidation there. Maybe that's it. But then you could go, well, there's a bottom there at 5 in the gap fill. Maybe that's it. It's just hard. It's not really obvious. So this wouldn't be one that I would just be jumping on. I want to see a obvious support or obvious resistance. If I have to guess at it, it's probably not worth my time. Um, MMV, I did trade this one. I'll go over that trade briefly because I did do a trade recap on this one already. So basically, I did the same thing I'm doing now on Friday. I put my obvious levels up here. Obvious of the 443. There was an obvious level that it touched during the intraday of the right at the 350s where it crashed down from. Then there was this obvious level of the 250. 250 was where I was looking to trade, and that's where I did trade for a pop off of this support. I mean, it had been tested twice back here, obvious level, and just popped back up and paid me. So, I mean, I'm not trading rocket science. I'm just looking for what's obvious. And then the level that I said that it could fade to down here was 175-ish, which it got going down there. I don't know if it exactly, no, it's at 225 right now. But that 175 is where I was like, yep, that's my line in the sand. If it goes below that, there's pretty much no more obvious support down here until under the 1, really back at the 1. So I was like, yeah, that's going to be my line in the sand. If I traded at 250, I don't want to see it dropping down too much. But it did give me my pop and paid me. I didn't take all the profit. I think I ended up getting off. I took 2 trades on it at 250. So I made 100 on the first, and then I lost like 20 on the second off of the 250. It was very weak. But yeah, it was one of those obvious. That's all I want is obvious. If you're not giving me obvious, it's not worth it. For my strategy, at least. You may have a different strategy. You may be playing a whole different time or mode. But that was a trade from Friday. BVXV. Again, we see what? Oh, it must have did some kind of split because it came all the way down here for a low of the 170s. Right now, its price action is at the 212s. Wait, how's this even possible? Oh, okay, 212. So it had this big old gap down here from 7 to 471 and doesn't really have any super obvious support down here that can bounce off of. It's at 2. So this support right here is or this wouldn't even be support. This would be resistance. So it doesn't have any obvious levels. So that's not something that I would trade. CJEC was an IPO from yesterday. Just had a big candle from, well, not really big, 349 up to $4. That's not huge. But yeah, those are the top 5 on the volume movers. Not looking like something I would just be jumping the gun to get into. I would definitely want to accumulate some more data, some more information and news, or some kind of catalyst behind it for a choice of direction. And then below that we have Tesla. Came down out of this long downtrend, made its way back up, tested this level of the 219s, and has made a test of what, the 160s down to the 150s, and came back up to this 215 level. So don't know what that wants to do. It has been up here a couple of times testing around this level. Next one is OPCH, which is in here. Got a couple of gaps and stuff. I don't know how. It looks like a lot of chop on the daily chart. A lot of chop in there. But that's only got 1 million shares. And then we have PLTR, which we've seen trade multiple days. But these are getting into the higher float stocks, larger market cap, AAPL. And let me go ahead and read the chat. So let's see. So Reliable says CNSP on watch today, support at 2 to 170. Let's go and look at that. CNSP. And actually, let's look over here on a daily chart first. CNSP. So we got CNSP down here. Had a little bit of a drop down here. Has been going pretty flat. Touched the 60s. Came up here to the 231s. And let me look at the daily chart here. And you said the level that you're looking at is 2 to 170. 2 to 170. So that'll be like right here. 2 to 170 level in here on the daily chart. I would definitely if it, I guess your bottom or your stop would be like 150 or 160-ish. I don't know where your stop would be, but yeah, that's a little consolidation right there. My question would be, can it rise up? It looks like, let's see, completion of enrollment in potentially, so glioblastoma. What was glioblastoma? What part of the body was it? I cannot remember. But yeah, it's a healthcare, you know, it depends on how rare that type of disease is. Let's see if anybody else shouted out anything. Reliable says any oil plays I'm looking at. Nah, haven't really looked at oil. Let me see. Where's oil at? CL. Oil is up to 73. Oil has been everywhere, man. Oil has really shaken me around ever since I tried to trade on INDO. It's one of those you just kind of got to get in and hold. Um, it'll take your shoes if you let it, but if you can get a good entry or buy low and just hold, I guess it could be a great play. It's come down here to the 64s multiple times and kind of held around the 70s. So I don't know. Overall, it still looks like a nice little descent, but it has definitely held this level of the 60s multiple times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A lot of holds, but which one's going to be the pop is unpredictable. We don't know. Back over here to the main. We have about 1 minute left to the open. Frieza is still up here with 133%. I would be very careful on these medical stocks and all of this stuff. Or not even, this one is not even medical. This is just a hope diamond hands play right here on Frieza. But the other four are like medical plays. TMBR, EVAX, BV, XV, and then MMV. I just want to watch and see what it did. It was a move around last week. So here comes the open here in 50 or a minute. Yep, Donnell says sitting on hands, sitting on hands. Let's watch the shorts go to work on Monday morning. And we usually love to start with the top volume mover. And of course, my scans are set for things above $2. So if you don't see those things that are under $2, that's why. I'm only looking above $2. And right now, FRZA is the one with 13 million shares traded. And so that'll be our first watch and watch it kind of play around with people. And then we'll move on from there. So FRZA starting off the game. Okay. And what I like to think about, especially with very weak catalysts at the open, is how many people are waking up this morning that were holding this and they're like, oh my goodness, this thing popped up on trash news. I need to sell. That's my first thought. Like, how many people have sell orders out here that need to be filled? Because the market is going to flow to where those sell orders are. It wants to fill those orders to create balance. Without them being filled, though, you get an imbalance, which is what some people look for scalps. If it doesn't come down and it just goes up and starts going up, they're like, ooh, there's an imbalance here. Why is this thing going up? And so they'll jump in there and they could get some potential, some profit potential, but usually gravity takes effect and it goes and fills those orders. So it is up 134%. Well, looks like it's gonna go ahead and show us a little bit of red here. Let's see. The bottom here is a 285. Now this is the hour chart. Once it shows us red, I'll jump over to Timber. Timber with 8 million shares traded, but doesn't look like it's moving much. Look at that number just sitting there. Is it halted? It's not doing anything. And it's getting hawked down by Tesla right now. This is how I look at the market. This is how I look at my scans. It's a race. Who wants to be the top dogs? If you don't want to be in the race, great. We'll see you in the next one. So yeah, Tesla jumping over Timber now. FRZA continue to hold around the $3. Well, I say hold. It's only been like what, 2 minutes? This ain't no hold. This is probably a test. We have CJET making its way up 15% on the day. 3 million shares traded up to the top here. But it's still in competition with everybody else in the race. Will the views flow down here to CJET? Is the question. So the average true range on FRZA is 26 cents. And that's based on a weighted average of the last 8 15-minute candles. What's the dollar amount that each candle is pretty much holding? It's around 26 cents. But let's go ahead and jump down here. Timber just not moving at all. EVAX under $2. Don't really like that. Apple going up. PLTR. Another choppy day for it. MMV not doing much either. Only 4 million shares traded. BVXV trash. Tragic. Let's see. OPCH. Is that even up there anymore? Yeah, it's still on the top 10. CNSP going on down there. It's I don't know about that one. Frieza continue to find resistance up here at the 3, looking heavier and heavier. I'm expecting a slam. I don't know how far it's gonna go, but definitely expecting a slam at some point. I don't know who would be willing to buy that this morning, actually. Okay. EVAX diving on down. So not too worried about the things that are going down below. What I focus on for the most part is things that have already gotten big range in pre-market. And so when it comes down here to, like EVAX, if it was higher price, maybe I would give it a try, but I like to see those things that are ripping in pre-market and then come down and retest a obvious support level. That's what I'm looking for. And that doesn't happen every day. So, I dodge a lot of risk by just trading that setup, and I keep money in my pocket. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of EVAX. It's trash to me. taking up a spot. PACW, that's that banking stock that just popped back up there. Only 3 million shares traded. It continues to just play around in this level. I think it's got some more to go down. Frieza, just going flat here. CJet threw up to the top. But, you know, the more people that are looking at it, you know, it's up to 5 million. It looks like more and more sellers getting on top of it. The SPY continues, let's see, jumped up here to the 429s and now it's back to the 428. So a little bit of a pullback on the SPY. But the SPY has definitely been running up for quite a while. From the 410s, came down, did a pause break on the 415s. And now I don't know when the next pause break will be, but it is definitely uptrending strong. Reliable called out CXAI and AI. CXAI and AI. AI came down here and did a double, or was this a triple bottom or double bottom? I don't know. One, there's two. I don't know. That's a hard read. I don't know if that's bearish or bullish. It's gonna have to hold up to 31 though. Looks like, if you're already in it. Got a little level there. Let's jump over here to the daily chart and look around on AI and CXAI. Okay, so over here on the daily chart, we can see for AI, it is floating around the bottom. This, what, 30.50 could be the line in the sand that you want it to hold. And you're looking for it to get back up. But yeah, or maybe even $30 flat. Stay over 30. You know. Let's look at CXAI. CXAI, we saw this one before. Let me zoom back a little. Or no, that's all it's got. Okay. And let me get rid of some of these freaking lines, man. There's so many. I don't know what to look at. Okay, remove that. We got that line. Remove. We do not want to see it all the way back down there. So it's got a bottom here of the 626. And where is the obvious support in here? I don't really know. You had to find some obvious support. I don't know. Because I wouldn't trust 860 right now. I would more trust like maybe 625 to hold, but I don't know. That's a long way. If you get in here, that's a $4 loss per share. So that's a lot of risk if you're gonna hold that thing long term. All right, let's jump back over here. Frieza still under the 3, finding more and more shorts to sit on top of it. Tesla pulling back as well with the SPY. Of course, these larger cap stocks are going to follow the SPY a little bit more. SoFi popping up. Hey, Reliable, you remember I was telling you about SoFi, bro? That thing almost $8. That's exactly where I was like, yeah, I think that thing's going to get over $8, bro. But I think it's going to end up falling off though, because student loans were supposed to open up this month, and so I'm thinking it's going to do a pullback before August. August is when student loans come back in full effect, so I'm going to be watching this thing for the August open on student loans. Everybody was expecting it to be this month, so I'm like, okay, I think this thing's going to try to get up, and then it'll give us a dip to try to replay it coming into August. With the debt ceiling news coming out a couple of days ago. Okay, Frieza finally is going to go ahead and break down the 285s. 22 million shares traded. On this first candle, it got 8 million shares. Tesla PLTR. Woo, PLTR. Why you bouncing around like that? You look dangerous. Only up 1%. It's bouncing like crazy. What's up, Fresh? We in the building trying not to lose money, looking at obvious plays and letting everybody else jump into the hype, you know. Frieza continues to play around. And my question is, why is it taking so long to break down? Are shorts trying to build a position here for this dump? Like what's the reasoning behind this? And you remember those insider trades on this one were very high on FRZA that we looked at. Insider traders right here, 85% insider. So what happens when this 80% is ready to dump? What happens? This thing absolutely dives. And I think it was the same over here too. FRZA. Yeah, insider transactions 411, 411% up. So that is not looking good for the longs. Okay. CJET continues to go up. Only 6 million shares traded. Still being doubled and even tripled by these top players. I'm pretty sure people are trying to see if FRZA is going to go ahead and crash out. But Tesla about to take the lead once FRZA crashes. SoFi, Apple, Palantir. Man, this thing is dangerous, bro. Why is it doing that? That spread, what's that spread? It's bouncing from 1480s down to the 60s. So that's a 20-cent spread there. That is dangerous. It's very, look at that. Nah, bro. Somebody getting their soul taken out their chest. All right, this one into halt. CJET looking like halted. Only 7 million shares traded. And that halt's not going to help it out much. Especially with these other ones going up. We got a lot of green on the day. Let's look at the overall market watch. So pretty much a even thing, but we're seeing a lot of large cap names up here. Apple, Microsoft, I just said Apple, Google, Amazon, a lot of green in the big tech companies, right? So is the focus today medical stocks? I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of green up here, and we're seeing, is Apple up here on, it's not up here on the scan either, is it? Apple, not up there yet, but AMD, there's AMD popping up on the scan. Put that in there. OPCH is off the scan, not competing. AI making a move off the 30. I don't know if you entered that, Rooster, but yeah, it's holding up that 30 right now. Very interesting trade. I just didn't have enough analysis or anything on that one, but yeah, very, very interesting hold point there, up $2 and something from when we last saw it. I think it was down here at 31 something when Rooster called it. BVXV now trying to get under $2, so not liking that. Only 4 million shares traded. It's not even on the top movers no more, so they don't need to be up there. Okay. MMV, PACW not up there anymore. AI. Ford is now up here. All right. Frieza again. Man, Frieza's looking scary. This thing's just holding flat, letting a lot of people enter. Tesla. SoFi continue to push up. Reliable said he's waiting on both to see if they can hold up those supports on the day. Because again, this is the beginning of the day. So sometimes, you get in early and then it reverses on you because you didn't have enough data. And sometimes you miss trades because you didn't have enough data. But I rather just play those obvious daily moves. And that had a clear daily on the AI. AI way more clear than X or CXAI. MMV, 5 million shares traded. It's kind of in a central point right now. Came down here to 188s and now it's trying to hold up too, but yeah, finding a little bit of resistance. It is being doubled and tripled on the day in volume by these top ones. I think I just saw red there. So in this first hour, we've seen 10 million shares traded, and this looks very bearish. A break of the, what is this, 283s, 280s is going to be monstrous for it. Wow. Getting going, starting the momentum downward. They had plenty of time to enter a short position if they wanted to, especially with that weak catalyst. Let's see if they can continue the momentum. Got a long way for that thing to fall back to 2. And this thing's still popping around. 10 million shares trade on. That's just not safe. I don't care what nobody says. You trading that, you are a different breed. Down, what is this? 80 down to the 65s. Popping like that? Nah, bro. That thing twitching. CJet still halted. And the problem is when it comes out of the halt, it still has all this competition above it. And there it is coming out of the halt there. Pushing up a little bit. Let's see if we can get back down to the 650s. It looks, may push. Let's see. Up 100 something percent now. 8 million shares traded. Looking for it to come back to the 650s. Not for a trade. I'm not trying to trade it. Just I'm thinking it'll come back to the 650s, back into this consolidation. Why is that not showing? That should be showing. Reliable said he got an MVAX alert, 790 alert. Okay. Go and check that out. See what they're talking about over there. Hmm. So weird. Okay, so exclude, intersect. I don't know what this thing's doing. Okay. CJET continue to hold up there. Let's see. Frieza continuing downward. SoFi. Any other? Oh, Invex. Invex came down here, what, to $7 twice, and now is trying to break over the $8. I think that's what Rudy's looking at there. Top side is the 830s and continuing to push up. Volume is getting up to 2 million, or not 2 million, a million shares traded on that one. And give me some volume there. And FRZA giving up the ghost towards the downside. And right behind it is Tesla and SoFi making its way up there at the number 2 position. TMBR got on down off of there as well. Under the, wait, did it just crash out? Is it halted or something? No, that one was one that wasn't moving that much. Why on my Thinkorswim it says 239, but I'm seeing 191 on the chart, and I'm also seeing 239 over here on the bid. It's very weird. I'm gonna go ahead and take that one off. It seems like it's just a troublesome one. Um, I see TMBR. Why is top up? Top is coming up the ladder as well. Let me save this. Save. Actually, that shouldn't be saved as that. Okay. So this is what I'm seeing on the stocks that are gaining on the day. Top coming up. RMTI. Let's see. Let's see. Anything else? Not really. These are some of the top movers on the day. All right, let's jump back over. CJET continues to push upward. This was the IPO, broke over this previous level of the 6 and is way up there. 11 million shares traded. Moved from the 5 up to the 8, so a $3 move out of the open. And now, wow, somebody backhanded it. So we'll see if it shows red here again under the 738s. A lot of selling pressure coming through on that one. Okay. All right. So all in all, the top four of those low floats are definitely losing out to some of the higher float stocks coming through. But we are seeing some sell off. Let me look at what the SPY is doing. Is the SPY selling off too? A little bit on the hour, a little bit. So yeah, this is just a regular Monday morning. You know, you just analyze, and if there is opportunity, you can take it. But definitely be careful because people get hot-handed on Monday morning. They've had the weekend to think about things and kind of look over strategies and try out new strategies. And then when those strategies don't work, and they either sell or cover, or they exit their positions very quickly on Monday mornings, because people are learning every single week new strategies, new ways of looking at the market and all this, and they're trying to come in here and try out those strategies, whether they're doing it manually or with AI. So I would say just be careful on the start of the week. You know, make sure your data points are solid, and dodge the foolishness. Anyway, that is it for me. I'm about to get ready to go to my meeting. I haven't seen anything that I personally want to trade today. We had some great callouts in the chat from Reliable Rudy. He has his own YouTube channel as well that you can go and check out. Actually, let me drop the Discord link. And if you guys aren't in the Discord and you want to check out the Discord, that's where you can find all of our links dropping in there. So let me grab that real quick. And that's where we continue conversations after the stream ends. And Reliable will drop his links into the Discord as well. So you can go over there to the Discord, get that, and definitely be there because he does market analysis. Now, he is more on portfolio building, and he's more on, he trades a lot of the mid to large caps. And, so he definitely brings a different perspective. He does trade some of these stocks that we look at as well if he really just feels like it, but he definitely focuses on the mid to longer term holds. Okay, so Frieza gave up all the ghosts. All right, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like button, and if you're not subscribed but you enjoy the content, definitely subscribe. I will be back on Wednesday. I stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays unless there's a storm or I break my leg or something. Now, if I break my leg, I'm probably still gonna be streaming. But or if I get some kind of contract outside that I have to leave to go and do. But yeah, that is it for me. Keep your head on a swivel. Trade the obvious setups. Imaginary trades are what lose you money in the market. That's what I've seen from my results. Things that I just imagine in my head, they always lose me money. Trade the obvious or trade a good thesis. Build your thesis. Say, hey, this is the idea that I'm playing this trade off of. If you're just playing off of just hope and dreams, you may get fried. But anyway, that is it for me today. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.